This is something that most of us don't know. And even if we get to know, we tend to ignore these things. So today I will try to make you understand the impact of these small mistakes, the mistakes which suck up a large portion of your money. And I also know that most people don't go to the last of this video. So here's a simple advice for you. Your money is your responsibility. And other than you, everyone else will try to gain profit out of your money. And you cannot trust anyone else with your money. And this video is a prime example of this very particular thing. Now let's assume two scenarios. You wanted to do business, food business. So at first, you set up your food stall in an area where only one food stall was present. And in the second scenario, you set up your food stall in an area where already 50 food stalls were present. Now what do you think? Which one will be more profitable for you? The first scenario or the second? Scenario 1, right? Because it's less crowded and you are at an advantage because you started early. Only one competitor is present and it's comparatively easier for you to beat that one competitor. Similarly, SIP market is too crowded now. Everyone does it. So what do you think? What are your chances of making an exceptional profit out of these SIPs? Now suppose you wanted to do farming. So in that case, you need a land. Now you have the ability to buy that piece of land and do farming on it. But instead you decided to rent one. Now don't you think a part of your profit will be eaten up by the rent? But you could have saved this rent by owning a piece of land. और शायद हर महीने का रेंट दिखने में थोड़ा छोटा लगे, लेकिन on a long term basis is huge. Similarly, you are wasting your hard-earned money on something called as expense ratio in mutual funds. Expense ratio is the charge which a mutual fund company extracts from you in return of the services they offer to you. Some funds charge expense ratio as high as 1% of your total investment every month from your pocket. You heard it right, every month. Now let's say you invest 10,000 every month. So 1% of 10,000 comes out to be 1,000 per month, 12,000 per year, and 1,20,000 for 10 years. So this simple 1% takes a huge chunk of your hard-earned money. But you can avoid this simply by picking up individual stocks or by filtering out the funds which charges high expense ratio. Now let's say you consume apples regularly. On an average day, apple costs 200 per kg. But one day suddenly the price dropped down to 140 per kg. What will you do? You will buy more, right? And on the other hand, you went to market and someday you saw that the price of apple went up to 260 per kg. What will you do? You buy a little less, right? This is what we usually do. But do you do the same in case of SIP? No, right? Now a bunch of confusions came up to your mind. And the first one is, how to track the market? I don't have time. What to do? I cannot track the market. That's why I automated it. But the fact is, whenever market goes up or down, परोस की आंटी की तरह ना हर न्यूज़ चैनल ये रिपोर्ट करता रहता है कि XYZ lost 10,000 crore rupees in one day, 50,000 crore rupees in one day. ये हर न्यूज़ चैनल रिपोर्ट करता रहता है. And whenever the market goes up, half of the population of India got rich by investing. And he gained 100%. So you will get to know this. हर किसी के मुंह में ये आ जाता है कि मार्केट गिर रहा है, कि मार्केट उठ रहा है. Even if you don't track the market regularly, even if you are related to it somehow, you will get to know this. Now let me ask you a question. Are you buying dream or reality every single month? To understand this, let us take an example. Let's say I am selling you an apple today and I offered you to give me the price of one apple. In return, I will pluck 3 apples in front of you right now, but I will deliver you these apples after 2 days. Isn't it a good deal, just like the SIP? You are paying me the price of 1 apple and getting 3 nearly half-rotten apples 2 days later. The value of these 3 apples has decreased significantly. Just like this, 1 crore, 2 crore or 2.5 crores, whatever you are seeing now will worth only a few lakhs after 10 to 15 years due to the effect of inflation. And even if we consider a 6% inflation, it will go down to lakhs. But in reality, inflation is not 6%. It's much higher than that. It's nearly 10 to 11%. And people don't have any idea about that. And after 10 to 15 years, your cost of living will go up significantly. A heart surgery which costs 3 lakh today will go up to 40 lakhs. So basically, you cannot improve your lifestyle with that so-called 1 crore or 2 crore after 10 to 15 years. But you will get a lot of podcasts where they claim that they got rich by doing SIPs. And it's true because they started early in 2008, 9 or 10 when all of us were busy with FDs. Let me ask you a question, you won't believe it, I know. How would you feel when you hire an expert for managing your money and that expert loses your money instead? It's nearly impossible, right? But that actually happened. There are a lot of mutual funds which gave negative returns for the last 3 years. Can you believe it? Where Nifty gave positive returns, how can an expert who manages mutual fund bring on negative returns from the market? How is it possible? Which brings us to a very important and very big question, which is if these mutual funds can bring negative returns from a bull market, how will they perform in a bear market? Google the names of the mutual funds which gave negative returns and comment if you are holding one of these. And what if I say that all of your SIP money which you pour in every month is not invested, at least not the whole capital? When you give your money to a mutual fund manager, they do not invest the whole money in the market. They keep a portion of this money in the liquid funds, and whenever the market goes down, they invest or they pour this money to the market and bring the market upwards. They are called DIIs or domestic institutional investors. Now it's a good thing, right? Like the market goes down and they invest your money. This is what you cannot do and they are doing it for you, right? But the fact is, a mutual fund house always have a portion of their money kept into liquid funds. Always. That means a portion of your money is always kept in the liquid fund. So are you giving them this high expense ratio or this high commission because you are investing in liquid funds or because you are keeping that money in liquid funds? You can do this, right, on your own. You can keep that money in liquid funds on your own just with some simple disciplines, and whenever the time comes you can invest that money in bulk in Nifty 50. So I told you 6 problems. So what are the solutions to these 6 problems? Number 1, learn to take control of your own money. कब तक दूसरों के भरोसे चलोगे? Try to invest some time to learn about the market. Consider inflation whenever making any investment. Don't check mutual fund returns. Check the theme, the idea, the thesis on which it invests. And last but not the least, remember one thing. Middle class people are trapped from every side. You cannot trust anyone with your money, not a professional too, because they are here to make money. They are not here for social cause. And does this mean I'm not doing any SIP? Actually no, I do SIP. But I vary the amounts a lot depending on the market conditions and hold on to liquid money. And whenever there's correction or dip in the market, I pour that money in the market. And I'm a salaried person just like you. But SIP cannot be the excuse to save my money. I mean, I cannot say like महीने के पहले कट जाता है इसीलिए बच जाता है, नहीं तो खर्च कर देता हूँ मैं. It's a bullshit excuse. It's your responsibility to maintain your finance. If you want to outrun the ordinary, then you have to do something extraordinary. And extraordinary ना सही, अपना खुद के पैसे कहाँ जा रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं, कैसे यूज़ हो रहा है, उसका तो हिसाब रखो. I hope I was able to give you a brief idea about SIP. And this video was not meant to stop your SIPs, but to make you aware of how your money is utilized in the SIPs. And a little appreciation would help me make more such videos because I'm going against the herd to inform you all about these things. Thank you.